you, Jeff. We're going to first hear a live sketch by Sarah Hilton and Michelle Erickson, daughters. That's going to be exciting. I'm excited. And following the live sketch, we'll have a musical number by Amy Cook, daughter, entitled Adoration, and I'd like to thank Annette Esplin for accompanying her. Following the musical number, we'll hear from my brother Greg Osmond.
Melvin Wayne Osmond was born on August 28, 1951, in Ogden, Utah, to George and Olive Osmond. Wayne was the fourth of 9 children and was raised in a family deeply rooted in faith, music, creativity, and love. His musical journey began alongside his brothers as part of a barbershop quartet. The Osmond brothers gained national attention in the 1960s after performing at Disneyland, leading to a regular spot on the Andy Williams Show. In the 1970s, the Osmonds became a global sensation with chart-topping hits such as One Bad Apple, Yo-Yo, Down by the Lazy River, and Crazy Horses. Our dad's multifaceted talents shone brightly within the group. In addition to being the baritone vocalist, he was also an accomplished guitarist and played many other instruments. Our favorite, although not for half the neighborhood's favorite, was the bagpipes. His creative contributions to the band were vital, as he often co-wrote songs and helped to shape the group's distinctive sound that bridged pop, rock, and country genres. Together, the family sold over 77 million records worldwide. When asked about his career, he always spoke fondly of 2 elements: playing his guitar and telling jokes on stage. Dad's personal life was equally inspiring. He married our mom, Kathleen White, in 1974, and the couple shared a beautiful partnership. They celebrated their 50th wedding anniversary on December 13th, 2024. It was a beautiful, snowy Friday the 13th, just as it had been 50 years earlier. Together, they raised 5 children, creating a home filled with faith, laughter, and music. His family was central to his life, and he took immense pride in his roles as a husband, father, and grandfather. He had the unique ability to make each member of his family feel that they were his favorite. Although to be clear, I really am his favorite, and always will be. But I'm getting some comments back here, don't listen to me. But I will say that he made everyone around him feel like they were important, valued, and loved, and that was one of his gifts, and it is one of his gifts for sure, which makes sense why they think that they're also the favorite. So, Dad had a great sense of humor, which was profoundly obvious to anyone who knew him. He would study joke books and try out new material on his family and friends. He is well known for expertly integrating his jokes in conversations at opportune moments, consistently keeping us all laughing on and off stage. He loves to give. One time, Sarah complimented his shirt, and he literally tried to give it to her. Take it off, get the shirt off of his back to her. He also tried to give me gifts for running him around to the hardware stores. He really wanted me to have a chisel. He was very passionate that I had a chisel. We went on lots of adventures together, to Home Depot, the Metal Yard, the dump, and so many more places. Most of our outings ended with him saying, "Please don't tell your mom," referring to whatever hilarious occurrences had transpired that day. These outings were a product of the fact that he loved working with his hands. He enjoyed building things and knew how to fix everything. Notable projects were wiring our entire basement by himself, rebuilding our 2-story deck, and designing and prototyping new inventions. He also loved to feed people who would come to his home. It didn't matter if you were a neighbor down the street, family, or the tireless dollar. Feeding people was his love language. If you were lucky enough, he'd give you something from one or more of his favorite food groups: cookies, cake, candy, ice cream, fruit, or carrots. He turned a shade of orange, and it didn't bother him. He loved the color and he wore it proudly.
Dad was also an experienced pilot. He was a commercial pilot for several years and also taught flight lessons. He especially enjoyed flying Learjets and once flew with the U.S. Navy Blue Angels. His experience in aeronautics gave him a solid stomach, which made him the best amusement park buddy. He loved to ride roller coasters with us.
He loved the gospel and was a high priest in the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. He took every opportunity to share his testimony. Although known for his jovial personality, Dad was an incredibly deep thinker, and each of his children can point to times where his guidance and wisdom had a profound impact on shaping their lives. He knew what was of ultimate importance in life and never shied away from focusing on and discussing with his children what mattered most.
Dad developed this perspective in part due to the many health challenges that he faced. In 1995, he was diagnosed with a brain tumor, which he courageously fought and overcame. A stroke in 2012, profound hearing loss, and another battle with cancer further tested his resilience, but Dad approached each challenge with unshakable optimism.
I had a lot of sweet but serious conversations with him, often centered around his life, trials, and the gospel. We would often both end up in tears, and he said I inherited his tear ducts, which I definitely did inherit his tear ducts. One time I confessed to him that I avoid him sometimes because I don't want to cry, and he said, you know what, sometimes I avoid you too for the same reason.
Ultimately, our dad was an amazing example of faith, testimony, hard work, diligence, enduring to the end, positivity, creativity, and optimism. He will be profoundly missed by his new wife, Kathleen, their 5 children, her spouses, Amy and Jeff Cook, Stephen and Emily Osmond, Greg and Caitlin Osmond, Sarah and Adam Hilton, and Michelle and Joe Erickson, his 20 grandchildren, 10 boys and 10 girls and their growing families, and his 8 siblings, their spouses and their children, his mother-in-law Donna White, and his Warburton family. He loved us all deeply.
We are confident he enjoyed a wonderful reunion with his parents, George and Olive Osmond, his father-in-law, William White, and his 4 nieces and nephews who preceded him in death.
His legacy lives on through